I started my company in 2018, and since then I've been working in Pune and nearby areas. So as a part of Lemnion Green Solutions, we work on as a part of my company, as in we work on ecological rejuvenation and biological systems for wastewater treatment. So I think now, since I know the background of everyone, I don't need to explain this slide, but briefly, nearly 70% of the water remains untreated and which is discharged into different water bodies. And because of that, what happens is our rivers are dying. And this is the picture, what we see. And since in urban and peri-urban areas, due to lack of drainage infrastructure and treatment infrastructure, all that wastewater flows through open drains. And since there is no treatment, there is no reuse. And there are a lot of health problems which are caused. And to cater to that problem, we offer biological systems. I'll talk about them in a few further slides as well. So these systems are tailor-made and low cost to maintenance, and major workforce in this is plants and microorganisms. So of course there is some drawback that the space requirement is higher. However, whatever the space is available, we can actually modify that and merge it into a beautiful landscape. And all this water which is untreated, it is discharged into local water bodies. So they pollute the water body, there is no biodiversity left, the ecosystems, they become dysfunctional. And for that, to cater to that, what we propose is ecological rejuvenation of water bodies, where we usually work on upstream. And the focus areas are maintaining nutrient balance to maintain the water flow regulation, use of local material. So we usually avoid bringing in any cement, concrete, or artificial material. And so it becomes, or it increases the resilience of that particular system or that ecosystem. And behind doing that, our main approach is a holistic approach or a multidisciplinary approach, and where we try to combine all the stakeholders, science, technology, and we also require funds. And the most important is, I think, having the right policy to implement the right kind of work. So this is our customer profile. So we have been working with different types of people in the past 4 years. And going further, what we offer is we offer consultancy as well as we offer full project. And for most of the projects, the capital cost is quite low. Whatever is required is for the interventions that we do. I have written construction here. That construction is for if any of the septic tank or if any of the existing system is non-functional, then we cater for that. And earthwork, material and labor and operational cost is really low. What it needs is supervision. The data needs to be collected to actually keep a check on the quality, reporting of that, and of course, biological components if and when required. So this is what we actually offer. And there are some so these are the advantages also, that low energy is required because there are no mechanical components in the systems that we actually give. No mechanical parts, it merges with the landscape. I'll show you a few photographs of the systems that we have put in.
Actually, that will make more sense, the Naalas yes. and other work like that, yes.
Yes. So just to give you one a kind of project that we did for a huge campus. This is a township of IFCO in Aula. And so what they had along the road, what you see green right now, it used to be all dirty water. And now the green part that you see is a plant called duckweed. And we use that to treat the water. And in the lower photo, you can see the water quality. So this road used to be neglected. Nobody used to walk over there. And after we did the project, people actually started coming there for morning walks, and they actually liked the area because there was no foul odor coming in. And we also did the parameter testing, and these were the parameters that we found. So so this is one of the systems that we have. So this is a kindly artificial semi-constructed system where we use duckweed as a part of the system. So there is no pumping. There is only pumping at the last tank, where the water which is treated is reused for gardening. So this is actually the ideology. What you can see in the cartoon here is one of the projects that we did with Tribal Development Department, where the grey water was treated and it was used for flushing, and the septic tank overflow was treated and used for gardening. So our idea behind this was to use every drop of water 3 times, if possible. So this is something which I was talking about, these wetland-based systems. So this system was actually made for a nearby village, and so this could cater for 10,000 liters per day. And this is when we actually did the system and the water started coming in. And after a few months, this is how the system looked like. And you cannot make it that there is a water treatment system and the treated water could go into the river. So on the left-hand side that you see is our river. And so we also got the IGBC Platinum certification for this project. And so even now the project is going great. I'll just skip this one. So this is something about the ecological rejuvenation. So on the left-hand side, you see a map where the water is coming in through the domestic area, which is bringing in all the wastewater into the river. And this is how the area actually looked like. So we did some interventions. We took out some sludge which was there, and we found a beautiful rock patch which we converted into a waterfall. And then there were subsequent ponds which could hold the water, and which helped in the ecosystem in that area. And then we channelized that water and let it flow finally into the river. So again, the idea behind this was there are multiple channels like this which pass through the urban areas, and they collect the wastewater or grey water especially, and then that is discharged into the river. So if we can treat these channels one by one, essentially the river will be in a better condition, because I think river by itself is never dirty, as in we make it dirty. So we can actually do something about changing that scenario. And this is all the team and how we worked, and the dissolved oxygen was actually 0, and we could bring it up to around 4.5. So this was one of the work that we did. Another work that we did for a pond in a public park. So Saras Bagh is, I think, a well-known tourist destination in Pune, which highest footfall, and it has this pond around the temple. And in 2019, so this photo is from April 2019, and it used to look like this. So it was filled with it is actually water lettuce, something related to water hyacinth, and so it was filled with that. It is an invasive species, and what it did was, because of all that growth, the sunlight could not penetrate inside, and all the biodiversity underneath was dying. The fish were dying, the turtles started dying. So we started the intervention. Again, as Mr. Vijayaraj mentioned, we wanted to do this through public participation. So we went to different organizations like Robin Hood Army, again, Rotary Club. So and then we invited different volunteers. So in a span of 4 months, we had around 300, 350 volunteers coming in and doing the work. So we work every Saturday morning.
Sorry, Prasanna.
All right. So the initial task for us was to remove the invasive species which were already in there. So we did that manually. Then we added some big wooden logs and the boulders inside. And on the right-hand side, the structure that you see is a modified crossing. And why we eliminated the structure is to retain the water. Because since there was not much to do with the right, the water was becoming stagnant. So we wanted that water to be somewhere and then flow so that there is some aeration as well. And these structures also help in breeding of fish, because the pockets, the temperature pockets were generated where the fish could breed. And because of that, the birds started coming in. So in the picture below, so you can see a turtle which is actually climbing up a wooden log for sun basking. Or you can see 6 to 7 gray herons sitting on that structure and hunting for the fish. So this is the type of biodiversity that we started noticing over the period of time. And this is something before and after that we have realized, or what we could get. And the biggest advantage for us was as soon as we finished the work, the lockdown started. and there was no public interference at all. And because of that, the ecosystem, the push we gave to the ecosystem, it got time to heal itself. And even now, the system is in much better condition. However, the people, the visitors who come there, they keep feeding the fish with the human food, and we have put on boards, and we have put on information boards or caution signs, but sometimes it's too much to ask for normal visitors to do it, and it's difficult to maintain it at times. However, we could get some decent, I would say, success in this particular project. Then this is one project which we did in a nearby upcoming city called Vadgaon Mawar. And I have before and after pictures of this. So this was funded by Nagar Panchayat, and they got some funding through CSR, and their mayor also funded from his own pockets as well. So it used to look like this. On the right hand side in the picture, the black tank that you see, that area is of Adatta Mandir, a temple next to it. And people used to come, sit there, and then throw everything inside. And on the other side of the Nala, there was a huge building, and from which the people used to directly throw the garbage into the Nala. So we did some interventions, and the place where you see this bund of plantation. So on the left hand side, that was the area where the grey water pipe was getting in. And that's why we created this particular bund-like structure where the water could actually come in, filter through the media, the nutrients could be taken up by the plantation, and then come further. So this is one picture which is right in the center of the area. If you go upstream, this is how it looked like. So to hold the water, we created multiple ponds upstream of this place. Because what used to happen was in heavy monsoon, the water used to gush in and overflow over these walls and get into the city, get into the shops nearby. And after we did this excavation, several ponds for water flow regulation, this year, as in the last year, water actually didn't come in. So water could get some time, there was enough retention, and the water could flow properly. So because of that, even the people there, they were happy. And the best part that we could see was even after 6 months, the solid waste which was being dumped was really less. So that was the, as in we had actually catered for the operation and maintenance, but we didn't actually have to do anything, because once the area started looking beautiful, people actually stopped throwing the garbage in it. And people also told us that we never thought that this area could look something like this, or there could be flowers in it. And now it looks beautiful. Now we enjoy coming here and sitting here to chat in the evening. So that was the, I would say, behavioral change that we could see in this area. Now, again, these are some of the other interventions that we also include. And for monitoring, we have certain things. We have KPIs which are defined, and this is the long-term vision. Sorry, I used the same slide from WRI, but this is what it is, to show that we would like to reach and restore all the polluted and neglected water bodies as much as possible. So yeah, I think that's about it.